to kickstart tonight. Thank you all very much. I'm sure we've all had a wonderful day, and tonight we are going to top it up with great nuggets. We have an amazing guest in the house who's going to share great things with us, and then Boss Lady Vera Afi is here to also share some things with us, and then we'll end. So we're not going to spend too much time. We want to quickly start. So I want to introduce our guest tonight. I'm sure we all know Queen Vera already, so I don't need to introduce. Welcome, Vera.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. I welcome you all to tonight's call. Yeah, so this amazing lady, I think I met her in 2018. I was invited by a friend to a program. It was more like a women's empowerment program. And when I went, a lot of ladies, like very accomplished, successful ladies, were invited to share on how they had made it in business and all that. And I was really impressed. Like, I was blown away. And then I saw her walk up to the stage. They introduced her. And when she came, oh my God, like, she had really shaded, you know, she was looking very good. And I was like, wow, a young lady who has accomplished like so much in just a short time. I think she hadn't come out of school too long, and she was doing her business, and she was doing so well. And I was so blessed when I heard her story, what she shared with us, the things she taught us on business. I applied it, and it really helped.
Hi, Amgee. Okay.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Can hear me. I'm so glad we get to hear from her tonight. She's going to share so many nuggets with us on business, on life, on how she's made it this far. Okay, so without much ado, this is a lady. She's called Mrs. Winna Andoh. She's married to a wonderful man of God. She's a great business tycoon. You know, she has a great page on Instagram called The Glamry, and I really purchase a lot of my clothes from there. She's doing so well as a fashion lady, and she's a civil servant. She does so many great things, and I'm so glad and honored to have her on the call tonight to share great nuggets with us. So without wasting much time, I want to invite Mrs. Winna to join us on tonight's call. Can you hear me, please, Miss Winna?
Hi, I can hear you. Can you confirm if you can hear me as well?
We can hear you. Oh, you look so good. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you, Priscilla.
So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so honored. I was so honored. Thank you.
I want to say that I'm really privileged for someone to see your work, to see the things that you are doing, and then acknowledge you for what you are doing. It's actually a blessing. So tonight, I want to say a big thank you to Lady Priscilla, to Lady Vera for giving me this platform to share what I have been through in business and other aspects of life. And then I believe that tonight we are going to have a good time as we all learn from each other. You know, nobody is perfect, but once somebody has gone through something, it's best that you also try to learn from it and then apply to your life so that life becomes easy. Okay, so tonight I'm actually very privileged. I thank you for bringing me here to share what I have tonight. Yeah. Wow. So I believe that we can start.
I'm so excited. What's Lady Vera? I think you can take over now.
Oh, so you're welcome once again to the call. We are really honored to have you here. Even though you mentioned that it's a privilege to be here, we are actually the privileged ones to have you to spend some time with us to not only serve inspiration, but also help build belief in young women who want to go on various endeavors to keep pushing. So we really appreciate it. So we will get straight into it. Amgee knows you, but I don't really know a lot. I saw your page just today. And the first thing that blew my mind was the number of posts you've made. It was a lot. It was, I think, almost 19 point something thousand. And I was like, wow. This is a lot. This is a lot. Yeah. So for someone to have this number of posts, I mean, a lot has gone in. You know, you must have really sat down to calculate and know what you're doing. So it was something that really caught my attention. So let's start by knowing a bit about your background, where you started from, and what. Let's just start with where you started from.
Okay, so my name is Winna, as you already know. I am in business, and my business is women's clothing. So what I major in is women's clothing. But for this whole journey, it hasn't been, I just stood up and then started something. What happened was, when I was in level 400, in my church, a man of God had a vision from God. And then one of the things was that we as a church were supposed to come out with businesses, because there was, in that season, we had to come out with businesses, because that was what the Lord had laid upon the church in that season. And so I was in level 400. I was just thinking, what exactly can I do? That's the big question everybody has before you start business. What exactly am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I was just sitting down thinking, and I just said, I can braid. It's something that comes to me naturally, doing hair and stuff like that. So I was like, why not? So I spoke to someone, and then the person created a flyer for me. And then I started posting on my status. So that was just it at that point. But before then, also know that I believe that most of us are Christians, or all of us are Christians. The God factor is always there. Before you do something, obviously, you should talk to God about it. That's one thing that I'm going to say. Before you start anything, whether it's business, you're working, whatever that it is, God should be involved. Okay. And so I prayed about it. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So I posted the flyer on my status, and then surprisingly, someone came. My cousin saw it, and she's like, it's true. This my cousin can braid. Okay, so let me go. So she came, I braided for her. Actually, I didn't even charge anything because she was my cousin. Then she went, and her friend saw it, and her friend was like, oh, this hair looks nice. Where did you do it? And then she recommended me. So her friend came over, she did it, I charged her, and she paid. I was like, oh, wow, this is looking good. So once I'm done, I take a video of you, I take some pictures, and then I post on my status so people actually see what I'm doing. And it just worked. Like I just had people coming over. And I was like, wow, this is very impressive. So that was my last semester in level 400. So I had a lot of clients, trust me. And it wasn't like I had sat down to, plan and all of that, but it was just out of inspiration and the leading of the Spirit. One of the things that you should notice that if you want to start a business, look at the things that you have interest in. That's number one, because you can start something that you have no idea about, no interest in, and at the end you realize that you fail because the thing doesn't come to you so easily. So I'm someone who knows how to braid. If you say I should go and sew right now, I'll flop because it's not something that comes easily to me. It's not something that I'm acquainted to. You understand? So I hope I'm not talking too fast because I tend to talk very fast.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I just decided, okay, this is good. I continued till I was done with school, and trust me, I made money. I haven't even used up till now because I just decided to invest the money. Yes, I because I didn't need the money. I just felt like, okay, because it's a wedding season, I am working with this. I am running with the word. And so it easily came to me. I had a lot of clients, as I already said, people that I don't know, just because, somebody refers me, say, I went to braid my hair here. It was good. No, we were students on campus. So instead of someone going all the way out of campus to go and braid their hair or do weave on or do a washing, they just come to my room. I didn't have a full salon, but when you come, I'll take you to my bathroom and wash your hair for you. If you want to do perm, I will perm for you. If you want to do weave on, I will do weave on for you. I will braid for you. So that was how it was for me, and it was good. That was an experience. Yes. So when you want to start something, I'll say that most of the time, just try to work around things that are around you, your interests, things that you're acquainted with, things that flow easily with you. So just like the hair thing, for instance, it's something that I had when I was in class 4. I was braiding for my cousins, but I just wasn't so perfect. But as you do it, you realize that you become better and better at it. So that was it for me. So when I was done with school, I was just at home before national service. I was like, I have to do something. What can I do? I had the opportunity to go to Cote d'Ivoire. And when I went, I bought in some goods. I just told my uncle, I want to go and sell. I want to do business. So just help me purchase some stuff. So there again, you could get capital from family. You could get capital from friends, people that are willing to help. So my uncle just bought the stuff for me. I came to Ghana. I started posting on my status as well. So it's not like I was just there. I wasn't doing anything. I was determined to do something. You know, I wanted to do something. Yes. And so once you put your mind on something, you are able to do it. Because of that passion that I had, I just said I was going to do it. And the reason why I actually didn't even continue the hair business was I was going to do national service. And obviously, I wouldn't have the time to be doing that. I didn't have capital as well to start a salon or anything of that sort. So that was what brought a halt to that. And so I moved on. I was selling perfumes. I was selling these things, dining table mats, basic things, shampoos and stuff like that, because I had it at a cheap price when I was there. And then so that was it for me. It was going on well. And then I was like, I want to move forward. I don't want to be where I am. That's also another point you should note. When you start something, you don't just stay there. You know, just try to improve, because there's so much in store for us. There's so many things that we can actually do. And so I try not to put a limitation to myself. I feel like at this point, I want to expand. And so I was like, okay, why not? My auntie sent some goods. She's in the US. She sent me shoes. It's not like she actually sent it to me. She sent it for my mom to sell for her. And I was like, I'm selling already. Why not? Let me just take this opportunity. So I also took that and I started selling her shoes for her. And I was like, oh, this thing is going. So why don't I get a source? I just couldn't wait for her to be shipping stuff for me from the US. That would take a very long time. So I got a supplier in Ghana. I started selling shoes. So I created a page. It's called Slave Feet. And so everything shoes was what we were doing. So we started selling the shoes. We started posting on Instagram, posting on Facebook, posting on our WhatsApp platform. This is also to say that social media has become a part of us. It's not just enough for you to wake up, buy bundle, and then be scrolling, seeing what people are doing, you know, just enjoying what people are doing. I once heard a businesswoman who said that, you know, the social media that we are on, we actually have to take advantage of the social media. You just can't waste your time, because time is an essential resource. And so once you have a platform like Instagram, you have platforms like Facebook, like your WhatsApp status, even Snapchat, you have the opportunity to reach so many people you don't even know. And so there are a lot of people, before I even come to my main business, the Glammy, and how I started getting clients, there are lots of people that I don't know, but I'm in business with them. There are lots of people who don't know me, but they just trust me to give their money to me, and I give them my products. Okay, so social media is a powerful tool. For someone to say that, oh, I'm now going to look for a shop to rent, paying rent, even the stress of looking for a place. I'm seeing that because at a point, I wanted to get a shop, and it was so difficult. I went around looking for places, where to get a good look. I mean, for you to get a good location, and the price of rent these days is outrageous. Trust me, if you're looking for a place to rent a shop, it's so expensive. So I actually sat down and thought about it. I'm like, let me just focus on social media. And trust me, it has been good by God's grace. It has been good. So please, let's take advantage of social media.
Yeah.
There's this mindset that I personally had when I was in university. I was never on Instagram. I'll just take my friend's phone and then scroll through and say, these people they're just wasting their time. What are they doing there? But when I was done with school, and I was like, okay, let me just try this whole Instagram thing and all of that. In the name of, I am an introvert. I don't want to be out there and stuff like that. That was then, not now. But that was then. You feel like, oh, this thing is just a waste of time. And you hear a lot of people saying that, oh, being on social media for long is wasting time, blah, blah, blah. You prefer to read and all. But how social media has developed these days is very different. And so you have to take advantage of it. There are so many opportunities on social media. And so it's not just about going to post your video. It's not just about posting your pictures, but you taking advantage to make sure that you are either doing business, you are either impacting social media one way or the other, just like Legacy Queens is doing. See? Yeah. So we have taken advantage of Zoom. Before COVID, Zoom wasn't really known,
Yeah,
but when COVID hit, there was a new development. Everybody started using Zoom because with Zoom, you're able to see people, you're able to communicate people. A lot of businesses, companies were having meetings on Zoom. And so it's a platform for you to come out, for you to bring out your influence, for you to do business, for you to make people impact their lives. And so at every point in time, I would say that you have to take advantage of social media. That is one of the key things for me. Take advantage of social media. Don't just be there. Some people are not on Instagram. Some people feel that, oh, what am I going to do there? There are people of the world and blah, blah, blah. But you are in the world. And so at some point in time, these things are going to affect you. If you are actually living here, you're staying here on earth, who are you going to sell your things to if you're going to do business? Trust me, there are so many people that before I even come, I think I'm going ahead of myself because it's like I have so many.
Yeah, it's like you are putting all in one. Yes. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going ahead. Let me go back. So so doing my selling of the shoes, I just decided again, okay, what else can how come I started the Glamias? I have a complete fashion store. So I have shoes, I have dresses as well. So, when you come to me, you can get a whole package. And so I started with the Glamry. And then how I started was with Instagram, Facebook, and then my WhatsApp status. So I bought a new SIM card, and that was what I was using for my business. I just decided to define myself, brand myself. I just didn't want it to be, okay, your personal page and blah, blah, blah. And people already know your number. Your family is calling you. Your business clients are also calling you. So I just defined myself. I got a SIM card for my business. And then I created the pages. So it's very easy for you to create pages on social media, whether Instagram, Facebook, whatever that it is. Just create a page, get a good name, and then on your bio, put in whatever that you do there. So someone will say that, okay, you've created a page. You don't have anyone following you. So if you post, who is actually going to see what you have posted? So what I did was I started following people even before I posted anything. I followed people hoping that they also follow me back. So I did that until I got 500 followers. Yes, 500 followers before I started posting anything. Because obviously nobody knows you. It's the first time you are posting. So you have to get a certain audience, a certain number of audience. And so I did that. When I posted as well, I boosted. That is, I made ads on the post that I made. And so from then I started getting people, messaging me, DMing me, WhatsApping me, calling, okay, how can I get this and all of that. And that was how it started for me. It wasn't easy breeze. I'll say it was easy breezy to an extent, because I didn't expect that so many people will come to me to buy. But the little that I had a little capital. I had my phone. I wasn't even using an iPhone by then. Somebody would say that, oh, I don't have an iPhone, and so I cannot take pictures. Even if I take, maybe my pictures will not be so good. If I go back to my old post, I just look and laugh, because I'm like, was I really taking these kind of pictures? Because they look so funny. My camera quality wasn't the best, but I still took the pictures. My room lighting wasn't the best, but I still took the pictures. So I'll say that make do with what you have. Make do with the resources you have. Don't wait till you have everything. Don't wait till you are fully prepared. I don't even know how prepared you can be, but then don't wait till you have everything before you start something. The little that you have, just start with it, and progress will come. Improvement will come. Yes. So just make do with what you have. Even if you don't have an iPhone, I don't even know why people have, made the iPhone the god, but whatever that you have, with just make do with it at this point in time. And as you improve, you can buy it. I can see this year I bought an iPhone because I've gotten to a point where I feel that, okay, my business has to improve. My business has earned me enough for me to buy an iPhone. And so I can boldly buy an iPhone. But then if I didn't have an iPhone and think that, okay, I'm now coming to save just to get a phone for pictures, it's not even realistic. So just make do with what you have.
Yeah.
So from then,
for me, I'm even a Samsung person. I do everything with Samsung. So I think it's about how to use it. Usually it's not about what you are holding, but who is holding it. Someone can use iPhone to take pictures and you laugh. And another person will use Samsung to be like, wow. So it's usually about you behind it. Yes. So thank you for that. I think all the questions that I had for you, you actually answered. Answered all of them. So I don't know if Amgee has any other questions.
Okay. So Mrs. Winna, I want to know, so along the line, can you practically share with us some of the challenges you faced and how you were able to overcome them? You generalized it, but we would want to know, a few details.
So yes, with every business comes challenges. And then with the challenges, you have to see how best you can solve them. Some of them you won't be able to solve fully, but you can do something to, reduce them. So one of the things that I had problems with is this, again, social media. There are a lot of scammers in town. And so somebody sees your page, even up till now, it's actually a challenge that I have. That someone sees your page and messages you, sends you pictures of what they want and all of that, and then they're like, hey, how sure am I that you're not going to scam me? And at some point I was solely doing payments on delivery. The reason was that I had a challenge. There are some people who message you and say, oh, I want this, I want that, and then you are like, okay, you calculate everything. You tell them the dispatch is going to deliver tomorrow. The dispatch calls, they don't pick up. Even the worst part is the dispatch calls them and they say, oh, I'm at Spaintex or I'm at this place. Okay, the dispatch says, I'm coming. When I get there, I'll give you a call. They get there, call several times, they don't pick up. They don't owe you anything because at the end of their money is not with you. So they can just change their mind at any point in time. Now, this is the case where now I have to foot the delivery guy's bill because it's not my personal dispatch. He's someone who's working for me. And so that also became a problem. If I tell people, oh, I want you to pay before delivery, they're like, hey, how sure am I that they're not going to scam me? But I'm also like, okay, how sure am I that I'm not just going to bear costs? Because most of the time when you call people, they wouldn't pick up. I had an incident. My dispatch went. He actually saw the lady. Then The lady took the things, opened it, and she said, I don't think I want it. Just take it back. And she walked away. How cruel is that? My dispatch rights all the way to your house. You will just change your mind and say that, oh, you don't want it again, so he should go back. But definitely that I have to pay the dispatch. So when I say payment on delivery, sometimes people will not understand. But because of my experience as well, I would also have to take in certain measures that will also help my business, because I'm not just here to be at a loss. You haven't bought for me, and then I'm paying delivery fee for you. Why? So that becomes an issue. So then that's when the scamming thing comes. You tell people, okay, pay before delivery. They're like, no, there are lots of scammers in town, and so they wouldn't want to take that risk. Do payment on delivery for me. So it becomes an issue. Usually I just tell them that, okay, just go to my page. I have a lot of reviews. I have pictures from people who have worn my clothes and have sent me pictures, have sent me videos. So kindly go through. If you are still not convinced, you just observe my page for some time before buying from me, because me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm in business. So if maybe you saw a particular post that you like and you feel that, oh, I'm going to scam you, you at least observe my page, because I post 3 times a week, up to almost 50 items at a posting. So let's say, rounding up, I post 150 things a week. So if you see me posting different things all the time, obviously, why will I be a scammer or somebody who is just coming? Where do I even get the things from? And be posting 150 things a week. You see, so some of these things make it realistic. And then the reviews from clients also help me very much, because then I know people know that, okay, this is actually true. I have people who every time it's payment on delivery, payment on, but at the end of the day, when they observe me for some time, maybe a month or sometimes 2 months, they come in like, okay, let me just do it. Then they get the things and they're like, oh, I have believed in a lie the whole time because of scammers around. So that has been one huge challenge. Even up till now, I'm still having that problem. But the good thing is that I have now opened up. So initially, because I was just working and I was alone, I was living alone actually. So I couldn't do pickups. But at least now my partner is at home. So if there's anything you want to do pickup from the house, that's fine. So that also gives people some form of trust, because at first they'll say they want to do pickup. I'm going to work from Monday to Friday. Saturdays, I have to go to town. Sundays, I'm in ministry. I have to do ministry work literally the whole day. So it's not like you will see me to now come and take your dress. Do you understand? So now that I have someone at home, it's actually good, because some people come around to do pickups because I do not have a shop. The second challenge I would say is with dispatch riders. Because of the nature of our jobs, we have a lot of deliveries, and some of them are really giving us problems. But I thank God, because the guy that I'm working with now, he's actually very good, and then he also helps. But apart from these few challenges, I think that we are good to go. We're good to go.
Okay. So like getting the capital to expand it, like, or to do the business was not a problem from the beginning, was it?
Okay,
like
so
the capital to get the beginning,
I wasn't posting 150 things a week. I started with posting once a week. I think it was on Monday, so I don't even remember. But it was just once a week. And I think I started with just 20 clothes. But then, because you are new, who knows you to when for you to be posting 150 things? Like, I'm really going to make a loss. So just start small. And when the money, what was happening was, when the money was coming, even though I was enjoying small, I wasn't really enjoying a lot. because I decided to invest. If you want to grow your business, you should put down the money for expansion as well. Because if the money were I was getting profit and no, I will still be posting 20 things just once a week. But now it has changed. I started from once, then I went to twice a week, and then I'm on thrice a week.
Wow.
So it's the progression. I didn't start as big as you see me now, but by God's grace, by my passion, by pushing, I've come this far. So you don't necessarily have to start so big, You see, there are times where I look at people's posts. I mean, people who are in the same business with me, I'm like, hey, you've gone far. I mean, like, you've done so much. Well, when will I even get here? But the person started from somewhere. And the way somebody will also be looking at my post and say, hey, this girl, she's first, like she has done well or blah, blah, blah. It's the same. I'm also looking at somebody and also looking up to other people. So that's also motivation for you, because you know that people are not ending where they are. And so you shouldn't also end where you are. You start something, you keep pushing, you keep moving on. And that is what will bring a lot of improvement. Trust me. You just have to keep pushing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I think right now, Mrs. Winna, if you've just joined us, thank you so much for joining. Mrs. Winna is sharing with us her journey through business, and we've learned so much so far. She's talked about determination, your passion, taking advantage of social media, the benefits of taking advantage of social media, starting where you are, making do what you have. And it's been amazing. We are learning so much. And I would want to hand over to Vera so that we continue on the next session. I'm sure there's more we'll have to learn, but want to go to the next session and learn more from there as well. Okay, so Queen Vera.
Yes, thank you so much, Mrs. Andoh. So I have learned a lot, and the one thing that I think is that you should start with what you have. Oftentimes, most of us, we want to get everything. We want to get everything. We want to probably get a shop, everything. We want huge following, the likes, we want the comment. We want all those things to be happening before we even start. But the one thing I know about social media is whether you get the reactions or not, people are watching. So that's from where you are. I really love your strategy that you went to follow people. So you had people following back to up to 500 before you started posting. I really, really like that strategy, because now you've already built your audience and you can pick it up from there. Some people, they don't want to follow people. They are just there. They want to assume they're celebrities. So
and they just want people to be following them, but it actually doesn't work.
It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
It takes time to get there.
Yeah. Okay. So someone just mentioned that my business is not moving, but I'm not giving up. Yes.
Don't give up.
So please don't give up, but then try to see what you can do differently. Sometimes it's about just changing some strategies here and there, and things will and things will change. So there's we have to move on to the next section of tonight's discussion, and there's this hot topic right now. I think most of us heard about the death of the gospel musician over the weekend. That got a lot of people talking on social media. That brought a lot of emotions. People are giving different opinions about it, and it baffled me to see such a thing happen, especially to a prominent woman like her. And after her own, I heard other stories. I watched other videos of women going through that. So it's not just something that is one-off. It's apparently happening frequently. So I'd like to play 2 videos for us to watch first. It's just a few minutes. I think 2 minutes each or so. Once we are done, we can take it from there.
Another day, another story. On the 11th of April 2022, sadly, that was yesterday, family and friends were left with pain of the death of Yetunde, a lady who was allegedly poisoned by her mother-in-law. This story is still very fresh, and the friends of this stunning, beautiful lady have sworn and vowed not to let this go, known simply as Yetunde Balogun. Sources who are close to her have revealed that she lived in Ilorin, Kwara State of Nigeria with her husband and their 2 kids. But of course, her marriage has not been a bed of roses, as she's always been reporting cases of domestic attacks from her husband and the fact that her husband's family do not like her. With so much pressure and persuasion, she later succumbed to the advice of her family and friends to leave her husband and go back home, or just find a new place to start up her life with her daughters. She would later agree. Her friends later heard of the news that she had actually gone back with her husband. Friends heard that the man came begging her to come back and, announcing and revealing how much he loved her, how much he was sorry, and all the 9 yards. And then, Yetunde would later agree and go back with her husband. But then she noticed something very strange after she went back this time. Yetunde's husband refused eating her food since she came back home. So he's been eating out and refusing to eat her food with whatever excuses that he was giving her. But then on Monday, the 11th of April 2022, he came back home with a meal for her, saying that it was his mother that prepared it. After eating the food, Yetunde would call her friend complaining of severe stomach aches, and then she was rushed to the hospital where she died within moments. But then her husband has been clamoring the narrative that she took sniper for suicide because she was tired of life. But the hospital had a report that she died out of food poisoning, not sniper. So what really happened?
Died. Osinachi. She has died. And then the news started filtering. What kid that she has been enduring battering, domestic abuse from the husband. That one is artificial pain and suffering. I have told you here before. If your husband is beating you, he will kill you one day. He will kill you one day. Police may arrest him. After a while, they may leave him. He may even live long enough to go and remarry. And if he remarries another wicked woman, the children you suffered for, they will be maltreating the children. Run away. There is nothing pious. There is nothing spiritual about staying in a marriage and you are dying gradually. If it does not kill you instantly, he will damage your vital organs and you will die at the age of 60 or 50 something. They will think it's sickness that killed you. Run away. I have told you before. This is the Catholic Church. We don't believe in divorce, but there's something called separation from bed and body. And there's something called nullification. I don't know why some of you women think that without a man, you are incomplete. That you are too scared of losing your marriage more than you are scared of losing your life. Something is wrong with you. I told you last one, it is not weakness. They say woman is the weaker sex. So it's not weaker sex, it's foolishness. Run away. What was she enduring that for? Many reasons. Some people even conjecture perhaps that she was trying to protect the image of the husband because he's a pastor or because she's a minister. If they say she's from a broken marriage, therefore people will not invite her again. Were you created to be invited by people? That's artificial pain. That's avoidable pain. Being a wife, loving the man, cooking his meals, taking care of the children, that is enough pain. Don't go and create another pain for your wife. Don't do that. Same thing with the women. Don't create additional pains for your husbands. Don't hurt each other. If you cannot find solace in the hands of each other as husband and wife, where else can you find it? Tell me where else. So why we tell people not to waste their pain, not to multiply their pain, it means that in this world already we have enough troubles. Jesus says it in Matthew 6, he said, do not worry about tomorrow. He said, today have what? Enough troubles.
Wow. So
I was enjoying the second one. No.
I didn't want us to take too much time. Maybe I'll share the
Yeah.
full one with you, anyone who is interested later on. So with this video, you know, when this thing happened, people came out with different opinions, you know, that she's an adult, why did she leave? But you, I mean, I don't know about Amgee, but okay. But for me, Mrs. Andoh, okay, I'm someone that looks forward to be married one day. Okay. Now you imagine a situation where, as a young woman, you've gone to school, you've been told all your life that you need to be educated, you get your qualifications, you get your job. The next step, they said, get married, you get married and you are happy, you are a successful person, but you have to deal with this at home. How do you think people are able to endure this? As because I know marriage is not all sunshine, right? But how do you think women should handle this situation if any woman should find themselves in a marriage where the partner is being abusive? Because I don't think it's just easy for a woman to stay there and be enduring this.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very sad to hear what happened to Osinachi. I actually didn't even know about it until I started seeing certain things on social media. I was like, what is going on? So I went, read some stories, and seeing that from what we all know, her husband has been beating her and abusing her. So when it comes to abuse is inhuman. Number one.
Yeah.
Abuse is inhuman. If you're doing something to somebody, think about yourself as well. If you were the same person that thing was done to, how are you going to feel about it? What are you going to do? Are you just going to be okay with it? It's a cruel thing to do. Very cruel. And there are women that, because of their background, because of their culture, because of where they grew up from, what they saw, consciously or unconsciously, they have picked up some of these traits to find that abuse is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or to find that, oh, God doesn't love divorce, or God doesn't want me to leave my husband. It says for better, for worse. So even if we're in our worst moments, let me still sit inside and suffer. It will pass one day. God, I'm praying to you. Please help me. Change my husband for me. Nobody changes in a marriage. You actually see the true nature, the true character of the person in your marriage. So whatever the person was doing to you during your courtship, during your dating times, the person is going to do the same or even worse. There's nothing going to change completely. So if your boyfriend, your beloved, whatever, is hitting you, insults you, makes you feel less of yourself, you have to just walk out. But because some people, I watched one video, that one wasn't even African, it was Indian. And so there were two kids, a boy and a girl, and their parents actually had visitors in the home. And so they were trying to play around and all of that.
Yeah.
So one boy and a girl, and then the boy started hitting the girl. And you know, the girl was just quiet and submissive. And the boy said, this is what mommy has been doing. This is what daddy has been doing to mommy in front of their guests. And all of them were just quiet. Because your children are watching you. Whether you like it or not, they can see the things that are going on. And so someone will say that, oh, I'm in an abusive relationship, but because of my children, I want to stay so that they have a good home. How are you even helping your children in the first place? Let's take a look at this story that happened. This woman has a husband beating her constantly at any little argument. You are a human being. And so in relationship, there are times where there'll be disagreements. There are times where there'll be misunderstandings. Why? Because you are human. Humans are not perfect. And so there'll definitely be misunderstandings. But when you turn these little arguments into beatings, into insults, making the other person feel less of themselves, making them feel as if they're not humans, then you're actually causing a lot of damage. So in her case, for instance, she was, per what we've heard so far, trying to save her marriage, because there are a lot of people who have now come out to say that, oh, this thing could have been prevented, but she didn't want help, blah, blah, blah. But probably she was, in quotes, waiting on the Lord, when the Lord had already given you the open space, which is to leave. God saved you first. So God is concerned about you, the individual, first than even your marriage. And so if you are in a marriage, you are in a relationship that is causing you pain, is causing you hurt, please walk away. But the whole point is, oh, what will people say? Oh, I am a minister of God. Oh, people will mock at me. They'll say, they said it. They said that the marriage won't work. Now see here. Your life and what people will say. Which one do you want? That you will die, not fulfilling your purpose, not living up to the reason why God brought you here on earth, not making that impact that God wants you to make, but just living a life because one man has decided to delete you from the world with his punchings and his insults. It's actually very sad. If you are here, you know someone or whatever, you are in an abusive relationship, please walk away first. Before any solution, you just walk away. Go. If somebody is abusing you, it means the person has even lost, the person can see the value in you in the first place. Because if someone has value for something, the person is going to take care of the thing. And so people go and stand on the altar and they say all the vows that they want to say. I don't know if they're impressing the crowd or they're impressing the wife, but after then, what happens? They go back and then it's a different ball game altogether. Hitting people, beating people, they become the punching bag. It's like they sort of get some satisfaction from it. I don't know, but to me it's devilish, because I can't just see someone and because of a little argument, you can't sit down to talk. You decide to hit someone in front of your kids, to the extent where you even say that the kids should come and join him beat their parents. And the kids have learned it. I heard one of them say that his dad said that beating women is good.
Wow.
So consciously and unconsciously, this guy has learned it. I have a screenshot of it here. Let me see if I can get it. I just want to read it shortly for us to see. So one, it says he's a pastor. I don't even know how you're a pastor and you can do this, but let's even put that aside. It says, in a chat with the firstborn, the boy gave a graphic ordeal of what his mom has been going through with his dad and how he beats her up at any little argument. He said, my dad pushed my mom out of the car at night after Wednesday service, at night. After you had gone from church or you just finished coming back from church and you push your wife out of the car. And it continues to say that, and bad boy snatched my mom's bag that night. How my mom got home that night, we can't tell. Dad left her. People dashed my mom 2 cars, pointing at the cars outside. But Dad at times will say my mom should take bike while we go in the car. Even when we are coming from church, my mom would stand under the sun. We will drive past her and wave at her. My dad told us that beating women is good. My mom always keep quiet for my daddy and she always forgives. And now she's dead. But we are happy that our dad has been arrested and because he shouts at us and beats us too. So the whole thing is not just physical abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse. How can somebody be dashed 2 cars, then you will take it and make her pay by it? It's so inhuman, not to talk about the fact that the person is your wife. The person is your wife. It's very sad. If anything is happening, please seek counsel. And to me, from all that I've heard, at a point, I feel that she also didn't want help. She just wanted to rely on God for God to save her.
I feel God was scared of stigmatization.
Yes,
because
I also heard that
there was this
gospel minister.
Yes, there was this gospel musician in Ghana. Is it Joyce Blessing or one of them?
Joyce Blessing, yes.
That got separated from her husband. When she was ministering at an event, one other minister ran to take the mic from her. I don't know if you remember that incident.
Wow.
Yes, in front of the crowd, and was telling her to go back to her husband. You know, all so it doesn't mean that because she's no longer with the husband, the anointing is no longer there. And this was a woman that was singing so much in church. So I feel like her own, it might also be fear of stigmatization because people might not give her the opportunity to lead
again.
Which is true. Yeah, to some extent, you can see that she had good intentions because one, I think because her husband is a pastor as well, she didn't want to stain his name. She didn't want to destroy her ministry as well. She just wanted everything to be kept low. Because I also heard that her husband manages her music career as well.
Yeah.
And even when she gets money, when money comes in, he doesn't give her. He keeps everything, takes everything. There are people who have, seen it. I heard Frank Edwards coming out to say something like it's something that they could have prevented, because I think they had one encounter with the husband and it wasn't so good. But as we've already established, she could probably didn't want to, put her husband's name in the mud. She didn't want to put her ministry, she just didn't want to be out there to say that, her marriage is this, her marriage didn't work, her marriage failed. But look, everyone in Africa, outside Africa, knows about this story. Even people who don't know this woman now know about this woman. What exactly was she trying to achieve? Because at the end of the day, the one you are protecting is in jail. Your 4 children are out there without parents. How are they going to feel? They just lost their mom. Their dad is arrested. Who is going to take care of them? What is the assurance that they even have hope in life? And so sometimes you feel that, your motives are good, but the motives actually turn out to be very bad. People will now identify her as, the lady whose husband beat her to death. And that is now sort of the legacy that she has left. Even though her songs are there, people are going to listen to her songs and all of that, but she has lost her life because somebody decided to delete it. Whether it was intentional or not, she has gone. You can see that it's not just a one-time thing.
Sorry?
I mean, how? It's so inhuman. So please, let's advise our friends, let's advise people. There's another thing that I also want to say. Sometimes people don't value themselves. And so because they don't value themselves, they don't know who they are, they don't place value on themselves. So anything goes, let me just stay here. This woman is a huge woman of God. Even if she left her husband and she pursued her ministry, she could have made it. She could have touched a lot of lives with her ministry. She didn't need her husband to do that. But, unfortunately, she allowed it. And this is what has happened. Let me share one thing with you. There's my cousin told me one thing, that she has a friend and her friend has a boyfriend who has sometimes been beating her, sleeping with her, and all of that. She always comes to my cousin to complain, but at the end, she doesn't want to break up with the guy. Why? Because one, the guy is very handsome. She feels she's not so beautiful. And so she feels that if the guy leaves her, she won't get anyone to be her boyfriend again. So self-confidence, not valuing yourself, not placing value in who you are, is also another factor. She's in an abusive relationship, but she's still inside because she feels that, hey, this guy there, he's a fresh guy. So Jamia, I'm not going to get anyone like him again. So who is doing who the favor? Bible says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. So the man finding you, you are the good thing that he's finding. I see myself as a good thing to my husband because I know that there's a value that I'm adding to his life. But if you don't value yourself in the first place, you're not able to see how glorious your life can turn out to be because you are depending on one particular man. One man. Just one. Out of all the men in this world, one man has ended your destiny. So right now, what are you going to say? She's already dead. There's nothing we can do about it again. So please, if you're in any abusive relationship, you know, someone will say, oh, but he doesn't beat me, but he doesn't talk to me nicely. It's still abuse. If somebody will make you feel less of yourself when they are talking to you, it is an abuse. Just move on. There are so many people in the world who can cherish you, who can give you the value that you actually deserve. So don't stick to one person in the name of the person is handsome, in the name of the person is rich, or in the name of the person, this person is that, or works here, or whatever. Please value yourself. Place a huge value on yourself, especially as Christians. We know that Christ has bought us with the price. Your boyfriend will not even die for you. Your husband will not die for you, but Jesus came to die for you. He has placed a lot of value on you to come and die for you. So why will you limit yourself to one boy, to one guy somewhere? Yeah, someone just said, know your worth and add tax. I like that. Add tax to yourself. Add the tax so that your value is very high.
Yeah.
So I think that is what I would say about this. If you're in any form of relationship that you are not comfortable, you feel derailed, you feel demeaned, you feel unworthy, please walk out and maybe seek counsel. But for now, just go. Yeah, just go.
I always say that even most of the time when you are a younger lady, the guy you are putting up with in the name of he's a fresh boy, he has swag, he's rich. Oftentimes, if not 100% of the time, when you grow older and you gain some maturity and you start making money, you won't even like to look at that guy twice. Do you get me?
Yeah.
You realize that you were just putting up with him for nothing. So I always say, being very young, whether you're married or in a relationship, don't be putting up with things that even your parents didn't put you through. Your dad never touched you. And you're with someone that is slapping you left, right, center, and you think it's okay. Oh, and someone said they need to their vows should be reviewed. Maybe. Or people should really understand what they are saying, you know, because nowadays I feel like people are making marriages as if it's just a trend. Everyone just wants to wear the nicest gown. People said that people are ready for the one-day wedding event, but they are not ready for marriage. So I think so I think that before you go on that journey, know what you're really getting yourself into, pray, and also get your right counsel from the right person, not just anyone. I think that one too counts. Yes. So I think I've read all the comments. Know your words, okay.
Yeah. So I think I'll.
Amgee, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think what I'd want to add shortly is you know, I believe we are all Christians here, and there's one thing called discernment. You know, the Bible says There's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof is death. So sometimes there's a certain journey you can take now, but you might not even know in 10 years' time what it's going to look like. I always say that many people who are divorcing today were once in love 10 years ago, were
Yeah.
once in love 5 years ago. So really, you can't tell who someone will be in the next 5 years or 10 years. Marriage, I believe marriage is a very, very, very important and major decision of your life that can affect every aspect of your life, your destiny, your
Definitely.
career, everything. So that decision must be taken very, very, very well, and many people don't apply discernment. So people jump in for the wrong reason. Many people say, oh, I'm in love with him, I'm in love with him, and they only use love. But many people were in love who are now divorced. You get it?
Yeah.
So you must look beyond you are in love with someone and ask God to help you, because you have to discern someone. Because some people, I'm sure, sorry, but maybe Osinachi was in love with him at the time, but didn't notice some things in him.
Yeah.
Because as Mrs. Winner said, people don't really change. The many things we see in marriage, you definitely have seen it in a relationship. Definitely, I've seen
Yeah.
it in a relationship. So it's very, very important that we ask God to guide us, because honestly, most of us who are single here, when I say single, I mean you are not yet married. Even if you are dating, trust me, this is the best time to make one of the best marriage decisions, because who you marry it shows your wisdom. It shows your wisdom. Who you marry, it shows your wisdom. So it's very, very important that we make the right decisions now. And we can't tell. We just need to discern and ask God to help us. So we make the right decisions, because when you make the right decision in marriage, before marriage, that is what is going to help your marriage. So you marry someone who is abusive, you marry someone who is sorry, but it's not wise. You're going to suffer in the next 5-10 years of your life. So I believe that now is the time to discern well, ask God to help us, and make the right decisions now as single people. Know what we want and make the right decision. Is going to really help us. God bless you all. So that's all.
Thank you so much. Someone said you should use your head. Sometimes we need to use our head. For me, I feel like deciding to marry someone is one of the vital decisions you ever take as a human being in your life. Like that's one of the decisions that you actually get to take.
Very important.
So I feel instead of just following the so-called butterflies in your tummy and all those
emotions,
it should be a deliberate decision. You need to know what you're getting yourself into. Yes, you should really know, because at the end of the day, if you even go and do a big wedding and you trend and everyone is saying, oh, congrats, we tap into your blessing and all those things. All those things they'll be posting on social media. It's you, it's your journey. You're going to take it alone. So I feel like people should deliberately take that decision. Don't just follow feelings up or feelings. Because
and one last thing. Sorry. Okay. And one last thing, unfortunately, some people feel that, okay, I had friends who are dated their boyfriends for like 6 years, 5 years, and they feel like, Charlie, I've dated for this long. What's the point in turning back? What's the point in breaking up? Will I get someone again? And I remember a pastor friend told me this. Imagine you are traveling to Kumasi, and now you find yourself maybe probably in Wa or something. Does it mean that you say, oh, I'm already in Wa, so let me stay in Wa? Is that where you are going toward? Of course, you turn back, right? And go back towards the Kumasi direction. So you don't say, oh, I've been in this relationship for 10 years or for 5 years, so I have to just continue to marriage. And a friend made that decision 7 months ago. She's married just 7 months, and now they are divorcing. 7 months. She dated him for 5 years. 5 years of dating. A few months to their marriage, they started having issues, which they were already having throughout. Things that my friends kept telling them to sort of break up, but the lady said, I'm in love with him, he will change. Then now they are married 7 months, she's pregnant 7 months, and now the man says, I want a divorce. You see, so it's very sad. So I believe that the reason why sometimes, unfortunately, people just say, okay, let me just take it like that, is because they feel that they've invested so much in it. It's 5 years now, so let me just know. Once the person is not married to you, you can still break up after 5 years. If you see it's not worth it, break up. It's important.
Thank you so much. So Mrs. Andoh, over to you, your final words. We've learned a lot from you, actually. We've learned a lot. We really appreciate your time with us once again. So we'd love to get your final words. Someone said, Amgee is true. Love is blind.
Marriage is an eye opener.
Yeah.
Marriage is an eye opener.
Okay, Emily said
so
you come in. Emily said those values are not in the Bible. For better, for worse does not mean the worst is created in the marriage, but what you will encounter outside the marriage. Both of you can go through. Okay, these hurdles. Okay, I think that's a better angle. Okay, all right. So, Mrs.
Just as the person said, for better, for worse, it doesn't mean that the two of you in the marriage are going to be the worst or you are going to tend to be worse. But then the circumstances, the situations that will come outside of your marriage, that is where both of you are going to stick together and say that irrespective of the circumstances, irrespective of the bad situations, we are still going to stick together and do the best we can do. But not that both of you start being against each other. So I think that's one of the things that we also have to note. And so I believe that we have learned something. And so please, if you are here, one thing that I would say is that we all want to make it in this life. We all want to, get there, get to some sort of level of independence. But you don't just do that with maybe one stream of income. And so even if you are working, just try to put something aside. Before I started working, I was already in business and I'm still combining both of them. I have a 9-to-5 job, but I'm still doing business as well. So if you want to be that independent person that you want to be, very financially independent, you want to travel the world, see places, impact lives, and all of that, you have to actually put in some form of sacrifice. And so don't just rely on maybe your 9-to-5 or something that you're doing. Try to expand, try to move forward, try to do more. Because all the rich people that you see around, all the wealthy people you see, they don't have one stream of income. There's so many businesses that they have that they're gaining from here and here, lots of investment and all of that. So please, let's take note of that. I actually said that I was a civil servant just to encourage somebody who is actually doing a 9-to-5 job and you feel that, oh, I wouldn't have time for my business. I wouldn't have time. I saw someone post something that, oh, she doesn't really post her things that much. Please post them. If you don't post, nobody will see to buy them. So post them. Make sure that you are posting them at every point in time, no matter how busy you are. Just see, the time is it's just 24 hours for everyone. But if you want something, you have to make that particular time to a particular sacrifice to do something. And so please, let's post our things, let people see our things. And then I believe that we'll flourish from there. And for the marriage issues, the relationship issues, please, if you can see the signs, open your eyes. As someone will say, don't let the butterflies lead you. Open your eyes. Let your eyes be open and see the faults, see the wrongs. Don't let I'm in love, I am there. If he leaves me, I will die, and all of that thing get to you. Because at the end of the day, you will truly die. It won't just be saying I will die. You will really die. You will die. So please, let's take note of that. If anyone doesn't make you feel worthy, please, whether the person is just your friend or the person you are in a particular relationship with the person, just let the person go. There are so many people here on earth. Don't limit yourself to somebody who will make you feel less of a human being. No, no matter how stylish they do their abuse, please just walk away. Walk away. There are so many people that will want to value you. So just walk away. And marriage, as we said, is a very serious thing. And so if you want to make a decision to get married, then you know that one, you have to prepare yourself. That's one thing. You have to prepare yourself. And then you have to seek good counsel. There are people that have been in it for long, and I wouldn't even say that every counsel will apply to your relationship, because every relationship is different. Foundational things that will help you if you actually seek advice. And so whatever relationship you started, don't wait till you are getting married before you start introducing the people to maybe your pastors, to people that you look up to. Let them start verifying these people. Let them start looking out, say, is this guy, is this lady good enough for you? Don't just wait till last minute, oh, I want to marry this guy, and they only know him for 1 month, then you get married. Then at the end, you get divorced. What was the point of it? You wasted so much money on your wedding, and in 7 months, in 3 months, you want to get a divorce. That's just a waste of your time, waste of your resources. So please, let's be wise about it. It's not just the falling in love, because the love, no, it won't be. It's because of something that someone loves you. And most of the time, people look at looks, they look at certain unnecessary things instead of looking at the personality of the person that they are going to get married to. In as much as looks is very important, because obviously, if you get married to the person, you are going to be seeing the person every day. The person is going to be on your bed every day. It's important, but look at the character you are dealing with. What is the attitude of the person in terms of arguments, in terms of misunderstandings? How does the person behave? You know, what attitude does the person give up? It's very important. How does the person try to, you know, helping people solve your issues?
Yeah.
If there's some, if you don't talk to me, be there, you cry, you are this, you are that, you are that. So you have to check the character of the person you are going into the relationship with. Check the attitude, how the person behaves in certain circumstances, and then you actually know the true person that you are going in with. So I think that is also very, very important. At this point, I would want to say a big thank you to Priscilla and Vera for having me. I thank you guys so much for the opportunity to share these few thoughts with everyone that has joined us today. I believe that we've been blessed. And please, as you've heard, don't go and sleep on all the things that you've heard. Make do with them, especially with the business aspect. I mean, I want to see all of us flourishing, all of us growing, all of us getting to that point where we actually want to get to. So I think that that's really important. So thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you too. Thank you so much for being here. Amgee.
Yes, so thank you so much, Mrs. Winna. We are really grateful for your time. Thank you so much. We've learned a lot. I'm sure everyone here has learned a lot. Let's do all to follow Mrs. Winna on her page, at The Glamry on Instagram. Yeah, I love her clothes. Whenever I go out, people say
I'll be ordering for some soon.
I look so good, you know. They are very affordable, very, very affordable. Okay, yeah, so God bless you, Mrs. Winna. Thank you so much. And thank you all. So next week, we'll catch you next week, same time, 8 p.m. We'll have some goodies for you next week too. So Vera, do you have anything to say before we go?
No, thank you so much. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.